In this video, we tell the epic story of Wardruna. A story which takes us on a journey through the frozen landscapes of Norway to the world's biggest stages and even into your living room. Discover how Einar Selvik's youthful passion led him to revive something ancient and deeply profound. This is the story of Einar Selvik. This is the story of Wardruna. Our story starts on the small island of Osterøy on the west coast of Norway. It's the 18th of November in the year 1979, and on this day, Einar Selvik was born. Einar enjoyed a calm childhood surrounded by the extreme beauty of Osterøy, including its famous fjords and its majestic mountains and forest hill landscape. In these early years, two soul-resonating passions also started to emerge within Einar: music and the allure of Norse culture. By the age of 3, he was introduced to his first set of miniature drums. And by 8, he had his first proper set as the propelling rhythm of the drums kept calling to him. By the age of 12, he even started to explore the melodies of the guitar. These early experiences were to serve as the seeds of his enduring musical passion. As a child, growing up in Norway, Einar was also exposed to the ancient history of the land and the origins of its people, both through the Norwegian society, but also through his closest family. Family who knew their sagas and history, and who greatly enjoyed sharing their passion with little Einar. The tales of the Norse people, infamous for going Viking on distant shores, captivated the young boy, but also the tales of the Norse gods, the spirits of the land and its animals enthralled the young soul. But one subject would prove especially important: the mystical runes. Young Einar was deeply fascinated by the old stories, and gradually his passion for the subject evolved. But when Einar had grown into his young teens, he found a book. An old book covering the Norse runes. And this discovery would show to be monumental for his life moving forward, as it turned his passion with the pre-Christian Norse culture into an actual obsession. It was in this period, long before Wardruna's inception, that visions and dreams of something akin to Wardruna started to emerge in the mind of young Einar, setting the stage for what was to come. Einar continued to chase his passion throughout his teen years, and ended up studying music at the University of Bergen at the Norwegian Academy of Music, firmly anchoring his life journey to the world of music and song. The next critical milestone came in the year 2000, when Einar was 21 years old. That year, he became part of the black metal band Gorgoroth, named after the dead plateau of darkness in the land of Mordor from JJR's famous work, Lord of the Rings. Here, Einar was to act as the band's new drummer. Though drumming for Gorgoroth granted Einar the privilege of making a living through music, it never truly resonated with his deep-rooted pagan spirit. Over time, it felt less like a passionate journey and more like just another job. However, while working for Gorgoroth, he forged a strong bond with the band's frontman, Gal, who shared Einar's deep passion for Norse paganism, and together they would start conceptualizing the visions of young Einar into what we now know and love to be Wardruna. Their work culminated in 2003 when Einar, together with Gal and Lindy Faye Halla, formed Wardruna. In 2004, Einar departed from Gorgoroth, paving the way to wholeheartedly pursue his true calling, Wardruna. While Einar knew Wardruna was his calling, something he had to do, the road towards composing and releasing his first album was a long and challenging one. Einar did not know the instruments of old, so he had not only to learn how to use them, but also how their unique sound could be used and combined to create new music which aligned with the historical and spiritual visions and values behind Wardruna. And in the early days of Wardruna, there wasn't a whole lot of individuals who were interested, yet alone experts, in the instruments of old. As a result, Wardruna was a very much do-it-yourself project. But Einar was undaunted. He built what instruments he had to build, learned what he needed to learn, explored what needed to be explored. It took Einar 6 years to produce and engineer the debut album, Runaljot, Gap var Genunga, the first part of a planned trilogy. A trilogy which aimed to musically interpret the runes of the Elder Furtak. Gap var Genunga boasts a distinct and profound sound, encompassing a vast array of instruments. A few examples of such instruments are mouth harp, deer hide frame drums, goat horns, lyre, tangle harp, and hardangler fiddle. Other and more odd instruments also found their way into the album. This includes fire, stones, trees, and so forth. The making of a Wardruna album is always something special, unfolding at its own natural pace, and it cannot be rushed. This is a mantra true to this day. The tradition of making the songs that make up an album is always to go outside, seeking the sounds and songs of nature, seeking inspiration, which in the end leads to the answer of what song Einar needs to compose. It is a very unique approach to the creation of songs, one which aligns with Einar's and the Norse people's animistic values. Each song is not just a song, it is a soul who takes shape in the form of a song. And all Einar needs to do is find the soul of the to-be-created song and give it a fitting musical body in his own studio, named Fimbuljot. Until now, Wardruna has produced 5 albums, the latest one named Kvitrafn. But in our view, what makes Wardruna truly special is not only them being able to produce exceptional songs, but how their work has helped popularize the sound of the Norse and Nordic musical traditions to the mainstream audience. If you have ever seen one of the episodes of the famous TV show Vikings, you will for sure have had the pleasure to hear the tunes of Wardruna emerge from your TV. Adding their magic and helping not only secure the immense success for the show, but also help to increase the global awareness of the ancient Nordic musical traditions. Einar repeated the same exercise as he, together with Jesper Kyd and Sarah Sashner, produced the soundtrack of the best-selling game Assassin's Creed Valhalla. While both the Vikings TV series and Assassin's Creed Valhalla took artistic liberties with the historical material, Einar recognized their immense potential to amplify the awareness of his cherished Norse culture. So, he joined the projects and did his best to ensure that the Norse musical traditions was presented in the most authentic light possible. This is the story of Wardruna, one which has taken them to your TV screen, the biggest stages throughout the world, and a story that is still being written upon as Einar has dedicated his mind, body, and soul towards the revitalizing of modern paganism. We hope you enjoyed the story of Wardruna. Thank you for watching, and vi ses næste gang. Hej hej!